Your body is not a trash dumpster. Stop treating it like one. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I thought I would chat with you guys and gals a little bit about this today. And again, this is an old expression you'll hear people say, garbage in, garbage out. And that's exactly what people, should expect. But we have this tendency as a society, because we have been taught by other people, and society has taught us, and our parents have taught us, that things that are really garbage, that are not really fit for human consumption, we have been taught that they're food, right? That they're food, and we think of them as food, but they really aren't. And if anything, it would almost be better, and people are not going to like this, they're almost be better, instead of calling them garbage, we could describe them as drugs, right? A lot of our treat foods and highly refined foods and things that we eat, they're lacking in true nutritional value. They create a dopamine response like drugs, okay? Therefore, they can become slightly addictive, right? They're purely pleasure seeking because we want the flavor of those dopamine hits, but they're not really food, right? They're not food in the sense of, hey, we're going to get plenty of vitamins and minerals and nutritional value and stuff from them, right? And if anything, a lot of times they're just garbage. They may have calories, right? It might have calories, but that doesn't make it food, and any more than hooking up a glucose drip in an IV is food per se, right? Well, you're getting some blood sugar from it, which you need to survive, but it's not really food in the sense of there's nutritional value. Okay, and it's stuff like all of our sweets, all of our refined oils. So, a perfect example, a donut, okay? How about maybe some French fries, a milkshake, or candy, cakes, pies, right? All these highly refined sugary treats that have tons of refined fats added on top of it, or just lots of refined sugars. Okay, these are not really food. There may be some food in them, but it's garbage, right? We know the effects that large amounts of refined sugar have. And when people say, well, you're talking large amounts, but the average person does eat large amounts. Okay? So that's the problem with that idea, because we consume excess of these things already. When people even say nonsense like, well, you can, in moderation, it's okay, it takes a lot to have harm. Like they'll say that with refined sugars. I've seen that response, but it takes a fair amount to have a really negative effect. Well, how much are you eating? And then you start looking at how much refined sugar the average person in America is consuming. And I'm like, but you're there. You are at large amounts. You are at the amounts that have a measurable negative effect. So you can't say, well, yeah, but it takes, when 50% of the population is doing it. Do you see the problem? You can't go, well, as a cop-out, because people are already doing it. It is something in the range of 50 grams, right? Ooh. People start doing the math and like, wait a minute. I'm eating 100 grams of refined sugars a day. Okay. And they're thinking it's moderated. Like you're having 400 calories in refined sugar in a day. On an average day, it's 100 grams. You'll start seeing negative effects on your blood work and your health at half of that. So we kind of come to that point of, for a lot of the people who are doing that, they could cut it in half and they still would be considered at excess. Okay? Because it starts accumulating and it adds up. Because at a certain point, it's not even a case of, oh, I'm just eating it from the sweets. It's added to everything. You start looking at the ketchup. And before long, you're like, oh man, 50 grams is enough to start creating problems. I'm getting 10 grams of this from my ketchup. I'm getting 20 grams in my morning coffee. You're already past the halfway mark. That's without eating any sweets or treats or anything else, You're already past the halfway mark with just those. So therein lie the problem You can talk all you want about, okay, it takes a lot, but people are eating a lot. They're there already. And again, it's treating our body like a trash dumpster. This isn't food. And people want to differentiate between high fructose corn syrup and table sugar. They'll at least get, okay, the other seems more refined. Okay, but table sugar is still garbage. And it's still 95 to 99% as negative per unit of weight as the high fructose corn syrup for the same reasons. It's not food, it's just this refined substance that we have extracted from a plant. Okay? That's it. Like so it's not food, it's garbage. Same thing with all these refined oils, and even I'll even say butter. People get mad when I bring up butter. Like, oh, I can have this whole conversation as soon as I bring up their precious butter. They don't get it. And I can explain in detail over and over and over and over why, but people just, they ignore it. They give the same cliche responses in spite of me having discussed it for hours in vast detail. The research, the processes, what's chemically different between it and milk, right? If it's nutritionally different. They ignore it and they give the same responses. It's milk. Butter's made by cows. Which is all complete nonsense. Both of those are completely fictitious statements. But let's set that aside. Vegetable oils, refined oils. It's just garbage. It's not food. It's highly extracted oils that have been chemically treated and most of the valuable nutritional value removed and then the molecules damaged. We can say the same thing about butter, by the way, but that's, again, people get upset at that one. It's all the same crap, guys. It's all just highly refined substances. Because again, if people say, well, it originated as food, well, so did cocaine. Does that make it not a drug, and does it make it a food? If you eat it, is it a food? It's just made from, it's just cocoa leaves, guys. Except that it's not. Right? It's not. And again, people are going to argue why they get sick, why they feel bad. Well, because you're treating your body like a trash dumpster. You're just throwing garbage into it. Of course, it feels like a trash dumpster. You're treating it like one. Stop doing that. Right? The answer to that is simple. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.